Around 2 weeks ago I made a video speculating about the upcoming Zed nerfs, and now they were recently announced to be nerfs to his attack speed. The patch also included nerfs and changes to several assassins, and I'll briefly talk about a few of them, but let's begin with talking about the attack speed nerfs to Zed, and if there's some adaptation necessary as a result of them. Zed's base attack speed was nerfed, and he lost 1% attack speed per level. Honestly, after playing a bit with it, I didn't feel it was a huge problem. The only issue I had was the base attack speed nerf, as it made farming in lane a bit more annoying. But overall, the nerf doesn't change much in playstyle or build. The only thing I'm really changing is not building IE that much anymore, as the IE nerf plus attack speed nerf just doesn't make it as worth as, for example, Hydra or Scimitar. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions, even more than usual actually, about skipping Borg and Yomos completely and going for a full damage build. Look, you can do that. A full damage build probably works fine. I just don't like the fact that there's a diminishing return where if you don't get attack speed you lose out on potential damage if you are able to auto attack. Furthermore, you lose an immense amount of stickiness and you're much less slippery. Also, I don't like Black Cleaver, which is the item people want to replace Yomos with. It gives you more AD than Yomos, it gives you HP, and it gives you a ramping up percentage armor pen. But for the cost, I really don't think it's worth it. The ramping armor shred means that you need to attack the target a couple of times before getting its full use, and that means your first Q, E, Tiamat auto attack, which is slower, is not going to deal the full amount of damage. Cleaver is also somewhat team reliant, as it requires other ADs to hit the target to get the full value. Furthermore, in comparison to Yomos' 20 flat armor pen, Black Cleaver only has 10. Getting an early Yomos is extremely beneficial, as flat armor pen is stronger the less armor the target has. And I would only buy Black Cleaver as my offensive item in a full AD comp where we're struggling against armor, but never versus a normal team, as I see Scimitar, Hydra, etc. as more cost effective and overall useful. So in conclusion regarding Zed, lower attack speed, mostly a quality of life change, you can build whatever you prefer, but I will not change my build as a result of this nerf. In terms of other assassins, Akali has a shorter range on her ultimate and her E does not proc Q anymore. I for one think this is a wonderful change. It's very admirable how they found a way to make her laning phase less brain dead and forcing Akali players to implement their W into aggressive poking, as well as reducing the ridiculous proccing of Q behind the creep wave with E. I'm still expecting her to be a solid pick and a great champion for snowballing, as her kit still offers little counterplay, but this nerf should tone down her laning and make her snowballing a bit weaker. Fizz got the blunt end of the nerf bat this patch, basically gutting his Q and W, and leaving E alone for whatever reason, and giving his ultimate a DFG effect. Is this a good change? I can't say for sure about the numbers as I haven't played him, but the thought behind it is actually pretty good. Making Fizz ultimate reliant is pretty smart, as many other assassins require their ultimate to burst someone down. His E will still be able to clear waves and dodge anything as frequently and as strong as before, but something interesting worth noting is the change to his W, where they transfer active scaling onto passive, and removing the grievous wounds. We will definitely be seeing more Morel Nomicon built on Fizz, and I think the buff to this passive scaling was to give him an easier time farming in lane. Not sure if I agree with this nerf overall, but I would rather they overdid Fizz's nerfs and go from there than just touch him lightly every patch until he is at a good level. Ahri got a wonderful change this patch, to the point where even I can do well with her. I think she might be a bit oversaturated at the moment, but making her more slippery without her ultimate is a great idea. The only problem is that her E and Q make her very hard to gank at the moment, as she can deny gap closures with E and run away from dangerous situations with Q. Still, we'll just have to wait and see with this change. All the same, I think this change overall is a step in the right direction, and removing Charm's DFG effect and removing DFG overall is a good idea on Riot's end, and I'm not very pessimistic about the toning down of assassins. Ahri is more of a combination between mage and assassin, and I think Zed and Akali are getting to their point of balance.